Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Baldur's Gate. This is episode 78, I believe, and we have just returned to Candlekeep. So, let's see how this
Yep.
starts out. Got the Keeper of the Portal.
Hold, travelers! Before you will be allowed entrance, you must donate a tome of great value to our libraries.
That's always struck me as like this weird fucking thing with Candlekeep. We have the book you require. You've met the requirements to gain entry to our most holy library. It is fine to see the child of Gorion once again within these hallowed grounds. Please have your less civilized friends refrain from causing trouble. We are very strict with the letter of the law, as you know. Nice, odd teleportation there. Okay, so we are within the hollowed walls of Candlekeep, where surely everything is going to work out perfectly fine, right?
I should have joined the army.
One of the great spires of the keep last night saw the strangest sight. The horizon was aglow for a time, as though many a man carried torches in the distance. Usually there are only merchants on that path, though never at night. Bandits, perhaps, but so many.
Oh, you bet.
So many indeed. Alright, so let's make sure we save, because I do not necessarily know. I know some of the stuff that's going to happen,
Right.
but I don't know all of the stuff. So let's
I
check
should have
around.
joined the army.
If that isn't someone with a tale to tell, I don't know who is. What have you been up to this past while? I don't know. I guess I just took the long route home. The Friendly Arm, Baragos, Nashkel, Baldur's Gate. Killing more kobolds than you could ever imagine. Wouldn't happen to need a few rusty old short swords, would you? I've got tons. I've been trying to get to the bottom of this metal crisis. I haven't put it all together yet, but the Iron Throne has their hand in it somehow. I think I'm gonna go with numero uno. The gate, is it? I hear that. I hear that if you can stand the smell, the nightlife's great. Taking me on an all expenses paid tour of the place someday, you realize. Sure.
We follow the righteous path.
Excuse me, but I'm late for my classes.
Sure. Just get out of here. I care, but I don't care that much.
Right.
Okay, so for a door entrance, but apparently I don't have one here. Whatever. We'll just move onwards. Hi, there's Hull. Hello, Hull. Parda.
Oh, you bet.
I'm gone.
Ah, I heard you had returned. Only it weren't in such dark times. Something is afoot in Candlekeep. There's an unvoiced panic amongst those of us who can still call these haunted halls our home. Must help us, I pray you. Anything, dear Parda, just tell me how. How? How? If only I knew! Go around, search about. You've been away for a time. Perhaps your eyes will see things that we cannot. We have been here too long. We are blind to the malignancies, for they have crept up so slowly and absorbed themselves into our gaze. But they are there. My eyes can't see them. My ears can't hear them. But all that is in me screams with the knowledge that they are there. Now hush. No one must know that we've been talking.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's terrifying.
Oh, you bet.
When one of your old peeps just walks up to you and is like,
Right.
fucking something's wrong. Hey, Hull. How's it going? There's a face I never thought I'd see again in a million years. When we heard about Garion's passing, Fuller and I went out to gather his body, but you were nowhere to be seen. I don't know what you two came across that night, but Gorion died a noble death saving me from it. Thanks for taking care of his remains, Hull. I didn't have the means. Someday we'll sit down over a mug of ale and I'll tell you about it. Forward to it, kid.
Oh, you bet.
Yep, yep. Go away, you chimp. Rude. Fucking rude. Let's check out the tavern, shall we? Hey.
Right.
It's Winthrop.
By Moradin's hammer!
Been away without leave, soldier. Are you expecting forgiveness? Are you expecting redemption? Well, spare me. I want 500 push-ups and I want them now. What? Huh? What? Out of here. Who are you?
My hotel
Hey!
is an elven arse.
An elven arse. Ah. I had an arrow for every one of these practical jokes you played on me. Well, I don't know. I'd have a lot of arrows. Yes, you'd run me right out of the fletching business in a flash, you would. Good to see your impish face again. Now fill me in on what it is you've been doing lately. I've been adventuring, Winthrop. There's a world out there and it needs a righteous old kick in the arse every now and again, doesn't it? Spoken with the wisdom of a true fool. By the gods, I love this bastard child. Ouch. Ouch. Okay.
Oh, you bet.
Anything going on in here? Looks like that's a no. Alright, whatever. Hop on down.
Yep.
Oh no, they're locked inside the building. It was the cows all along. You know it to be true. Okay, maybe it wasn't the cows. Aw, it's the site of our first fight.
What do you need?
Latia, I didn't think you were ever coming back. What's it like out there? Pretty scary, Dreppen. There's more to that iron crisis than the bandits everyone's always talks about. It's a lot of fun. I'm not going to be here for long. You should come with me when I go. It's big. I don't know how else to put it. I lived my entire life within these walls, and in the past while, I've seen 50 times as much as these walls could ever hold. It's weird, though. All that space and barely a book in it. I never realized how special Candlekeep really was. Barely a book in it? Are you fucking kidding me? Every other location we go to has like 50 books in it. I stopped reading the books. You remember that? You remember the first like couple of episodes of this freaking game? I was reading every single book out loud. Two things stopped me from that. Two things. One is I started to forget which book I had read and which book I had not, right? So that's one problem. Either make it to where there's only one of each book, or a better solution, a more kind solution, have a catalog, right, where you can very easily be like, oh, this book, picked up a book, I've already read this book. Pick up a book, I've already read this book. Pick up a book, this one's name's filled out. I haven't read this book. Done. Anyways. Let's go with this one. Yeah, like what? I found a bunch of kobolds tainting the ore at the Nashkel mines with an acid of some sort. It's just the tip of the iceberg, too. It's going on all over the place. Let me guess, they want to form an independent kobold city-state, too, right? Why don't you just fess up and admit that you've spent the past while as a baker's apprentice or whatever and stop trying to pull my leg? Alright, Dreppen. Alright. We could have done this the nice and polite way, but you had to be an arse about it.
Oh, you bet.
Priest of Ogma.
The
These walls contain the world's
What are you doing to that cat? It died and I'm studying it. What's there to study? It's a dead cat. The bones, the muscle structure, the shape of it, how its fur lies, where its ears are placed, the length of its whiskers, the sharpness of its teeth. Just know it all, you cur. Now leave me to it. Why would you need to know that? Why would anyone? Must you pry so hard, you meddlesome brat? Forget the plan. I'll taste you now, I will, and study your dead flesh as I do the cat. We've got our first reveal! And it's a fucking... God damn. Nope, nope. No, sir. No! It's a doppelganger! What? What?
Oh, you bet. Yep.
How could he be a doppelganger? Who else is a doppelganger? I'll let you in on a little secret, like everyone's a fucking doppelganger. This whole place is just doppelgangers. Like, goddamn. Hey, it's another priest of Agma! I think this one actually isn't a doppelganger because it's... Because it's actually the priest. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's do a Cure Light Wounds. Why not?
Need me? Right.
Spend that money on something. The sure shit ain't spending it on fucking equipment right now. Alright, we go into the place. It is filled with the cats. Alright, okay.
Right.
There's nothing in there. Let's move on towards the main event. And that is the actual keep itself. We're gonna do a... Ooh.
Salutations.
Hello.
I am Catterley, a visitor of Candlekeep, like yourselves.
Pardon me if I seem out of sorts, but the journey has been long and treacherous, and my labors age me so. May I inquire as to your name? I'm certain I've seen your face before, but I cannot fully place it. Yeah. I'm Latia, and I called this place home for many years. Latia, then I know you well, though you may be hard-pressed to remember. I was last here years ago and conferred with your foster father as you were off to the chores. I am not much your senior, really. I am certain you tired of hearing it, and that Legion have told you the same. But Gorion was well known to me. His death has been mourned by many. Who was he to receive such adulation? Simple respect is all that it is. Gorion did many good things for many people. When last I spoke with him, I was barely acquainted with his fellows myself, but those who harp do tend to keep to themselves their affiliations. He was a long-standing member, from what I understand. Likely he said nothing to you because he wished your childhood to be as normal as possible. I suppose all parents wish this, whether the child is theirs or not. I have yet to meet anyone who made claim to achieving it, though. How do you wager you have fared? Those who harp, aka a harper. As well as can be expected, though I have learned much about myself that perhaps was better left unknown. As much as I would like to continue our chat, I have important matters. With the first. Would that I had a gold coin for every person I had heard say such a thing. I am sure your troubles vary greatly from my own experience, but we all have trials we must overcome. We all have a side that should not see the light of day too often. What matters is how much strength you wish to let it have. Such words are better saved for classes and meditations, not for reunion. I will take my leave, though perhaps I shall see you again before I am to go. The tomes of Candlekeep are very nearly endless, and I am sure to be here for a 10-day at least. There are some within the central keep who wish to speak with you, so it would be wise of you to visit there sometime. Farewell, my friend. we'll leave Flydia to just before we go in. We're gonna go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Bum 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 bum. Alright, that was completely fruitless. Fuck. Alright. Lydia.
Hello there.
Hello there. Well, hello, have you seen my book? Wait, no, you found that already, didn't you? Oh, I just don't know anymore. You haven't been around lately, have you? Never change, Flydia. We love you just the way you are. Why, that's enough to make an old woman blush. Orion sure raised a charmer in you. Alright. Alright, Flydia. Okay, let's save this shit and go inside. Oh my god. Be able to click the door, damn. Oof. Okay, wow. Nope. I want to check every bookcase just because I'm that type of person, but I don't actually want to check the books. Oof.
No, excuse me, but I'm late for my classes.
Your midnight classes? Hello, Karen.
Something on your mind?
Wow. Latia, my child, look at you. Your face has gained some new lines since the days when I tutored you. Ah, Karen, you speak true, but it's not your fault. Prepared me as well as you could for what lay beyond these walls. I just pray I am prepared for what I shall find within them, now that I've returned. Why? What is wrong here? Shall I tell the Watchers? Yes, call the Watchers, but first tell me if you have seen anything strange about the library today. Strange? Why, yes. That is just the word I would have used for that Coverus fellow. He was right here beside me, taking Alondo's prophecies from their place on the shelf and reading them. I could hear his voice, recognize the seer's words upon his quiet breath, but when I turned to steal a glance at him from the corner of my eye, it was the strangest thing. His eyes were closed, and he was reciting page after page, as if from memory. He heard your footsteps, it seems, and wandered off. I was just returning the prophecies to their rightful place here. It might be wise to take a look. This Coverus is... I forgot for a second. They did the trick that I literally learned from this game, and that's doing the name backwards, right? I was like, Coverus, who is that? Oh, right, it's Sarabog. So, if this Coverus is dangerous, though, I'm afraid I'm too old and bookish to be more than a hindrance. Forgive me, but I must leave you now. Right? I don't care about the history of Cormyr. Or the history of Symbia.
I'm late for my classes.
Ooh. Web. Just a web. Just hanging out.
Oh, you bet.
Bondigal, the Lost King. History of Halrua. Oif, bruv. Ooh. Vocalize. Hey, vocalize is always good. Letter. During the days of the Avatars, the Lord of Murder will spawn a score of mortal progeny. These offspring will be aligned good and evil, but chaos will flow through them all. When the beast's bastard children come of age, they will bring havoc to the lands of the Sword Coast. One of these children must rise above the rest and claim their father's legacy. This inheritor will shape the history of the Sword Coast for centuries to come. Thus, the very story we are living at this moment. Can I copy that? Copy note. Great. Ooh, can I identify some stuff? Can. Alright, so let's toss some of this stuff. Long ago, a grand wizard from Om was rumored to have defied Mystra's limitations on the magical arts. Legend spoke of this wizard being able to cast spells without the limitation of memorization. In the end, it was found that his powers stemmed from the several magical rings he had made for himself. His proclaimed everlasting memory was a hoax, though his rings continue to be one of the most sought-after items in the realms. Nice. Double the amount of first-level wizard spells. I'm actually going to toss that on Imowen. Bard's Ring +2, that's nice. Infravision is irrelevant. Irrelevant. But this means that she can do something in the future, like... she can do a couple identifies so that we can have a better identify scenario there. And then basically she can go magic missile. She just have a shit ton of magic missiles. Yes. Because magic missile is actually good when you level it up high enough. The spawn of the Lord of Murder are fated to come into their inheritance through bloodshed and misery. It is the hope of their father that only one shall remain alive to inherit his legacy. I foresee that the children of Baal shall kill each other in a bloody massacre. Whoops. I should, take that and copy note. Through the Moonsea.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
It is a fine day to die.
Well, dip me in broth and call me stewed if it isn't little Atia. Well, I haven't seen you for nearly, quite some time anyways. Hello, Theoden. How have you been? I still remember you running around the keep in your little swaddling clothes, pestering the elders and spooking the cows. Ain't that right, Jessup? Surely was. Yeah, of course you never did stay in those rags of yours long. Yes, I remember. But how have you been? You'd be naked as a jaybird the moment someone turned their back on you. I remember the day that fella Blackstaff came floating in here, and there you were, tearing around the outer keep with Gorion hot on your trail. Took the cloak right off his back, you did, and made yourself just the cutest smile. Why is he so, fascinated on the fact that I've been running around naked? I remember, could we drop it, please? How have you been? Wait, I remember it all now. There was Kelvin Blackstaff trying his hardest to look important while you ran through the stables with his cape tied around your waist. Such a lark, eh, Jessup? I thought I'd catch my death from laughing, I did. You and me both. Gorion was shaking like a leaf, he was so mad. As fun as this has been, I should really be going. Nobody was sure what to do, and then Kelvin mutters some words and catches you by the scruff of the neck with some sort of spectral hand. He hauls you out and drops you right in front of him, grabbing his filthy cape in the process. Everyone was scared, they were. Weren't they, Jessup? Sure enough, scared witless. Yep, and then old Kelvin busts out in the biggest laugh you ever heard. Everyone in the keep was laughing like mad, except you, Latia. Just stood there naked as the day you were born and wondering what the fuss was about. I tell you, those were the days. Yes, I think I'll be going now. Oh, certainly, little one. Stop by any old time, though. I've got some paintings of you as a youngster. I'm sure your little friends would love to see. Remember the one of Latia on the bearskin rug, Jessup? What the fuck? Surely do. In the buff, as usual. Okay. I don't know if this game realizes I'm playing a... Actually, I'm going to call that as irrelevant. Regardless of whether or not I'm a female character or a male character or a gender-neutral character. Like, why do you have a painting of a kid in the buff on a bearskin rug? Like, what the fuck? That's just weird.
Right. Right. What's the story? Yep.
Oh my god.
With Helm's blessing.
Oh, you bet.
Oh.
No, excuse me, but I'm late for my classes.
Excuse me, but I'm late for my classes. Hey, knock. I'm gonna
bet.
knock some of these fucking scholars upside the head. Alright,
Our
Jessup.
library is a man's harem of knowledge.
Really? The library is a man's harem of knowledge? Okay. The fucking writers definitely had some ideas. Say that. What the fuck?
Right.
It's gracious. Alright, I don't care about it. Investigating the cooks. Okay, let's go upstairs. The adventure begins.
Our library is a man's harem of knowledge.
In the year of the turrets,
Right.
a great host will come from the east like a plague of locusts. So saith the wise Alam.
Hello, Latia. It's good to see you here once again. A pity you could not have returned during a more restful time. Why? What is going on that could cause you such stress? Oh, it's nothing, I'm sure. It's just that, well, things seem a little strange around here. Those decidedly unmerchant-like merchants, for one, and some of our own monks are acting odd as well. One fellow in particular. Really? And who would that be? Well, there's this fellow named Kovaros. Did I say Karavos earlier? Was I trying to say Saravok even before I realized Kovaris? I assume he is a visiting sage of some sort, but he seems more interested in our guests than the tomes. Makes me nervous. I think he's had the same effect on others as well. Young Shistal has been out of sorts for days now. He's not as thick-skinned as I. You remember how nervous he used to be? He's quite the opposite now. Seems like a totally different person. I worry about him. I should go. It's been nice speaking with you. Oh, well, we know about the whole totally different person effect, right?
Yep.
Okay, 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 okay. Latia, you look distressed. What is it, child? There's trouble here. No, I'm not going that route. Nothing, it's nothing. I'm just finding it very hot in here. Hot? This keep suffers from as many chill drafts as it always has. You look feverish, child. Go see one of the priests that they may tend to it. Hey, Chanter, I will do that. I don't, you're bullshit. I trust no one here. I wish it was easier to check all of these fucking spots. Ba-da-ba-ba. Get out here into the open. Aha! Chromatic orb. Nice. Alright, let's actually head back here, and we're gonna go up this side of the space. Space between.
We follow the righteous path. The path
All right.
of hell.
So, we're actually going to take a brief pause here. We'll continue exploring the libraries of Candlekeep on the next video. I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.